Hi, Dr. Alina Kolchitsky, Boutique Bodyworks, physical therapist, lifestyle medicine, nutrition, and more. Today I'm going to show you some movements to help you with trunk mobility or your thoracic spine, meaning the mid-back area. So the mid-back connects your neck and your low back, and it is the entire spine meant to transmit forces from your limbs through your body and back out again. And if we have stiffness in any area or lack of mobility, then movement goes where movement can, and you'll get wear and tear increased in the places that have more mobility, and that stiffness in the other segments start to create pathology there as well in a different way. So we want to try to keep the entire system working smoothly, and that means, spending a little bit of time to mobilize or move yourself is basically what mobilize means. So all you need is a chair, or to get on the floor in front of a bed or couch or chair, or your bed on the floor, okay? We do also need a dowel or just a long stick that you can hold on to. This could be a cane if you have a cane in the house. It could be a broomstick or mop, and it could just be one of these kinds of things, like it's a weighted bar. This is very lightweight, but anyways, you get the idea. You want something long to hold on to. So you're going to get yourself on the floor. Make sure your knees are going to be able to tolerate it, so have a mat under them if it's on a non-carpeted floor. If you're older, that's going to be especially important for your knee comfort. And then also, speaking on the subject, this is going to require a kind of deep hip and knee bend. So depending on if you have arthritis or knee pathology or hip, this could be uncomfortable. So only go where movement allows to be pain-free. So being into this deep kind of knee flexion and hip flexion might be too much for you. So back off of that, and you gauge how much you can do there, and listen to your body. Don't force yourself to move into areas beyond where pain begins. So that being said, we want to situate ourselves so that our both elbows are on the surface, and our knees actually walk in towards your elbows so that you have ability to sit back and still have your elbows and resting your forehead on that surface. So again, this is my bed or my couch. I'm going to have this close by so that I can hold on to it. So basically, we start here and use breath. Breath is really important with mobility. So I'm going to take an inhale in. Everything is relaxed during the inhale phase, and then exhale, press my back, mid-back down towards the floor. So exhale, and I'm trying to press through this mid-back area in this direction. I'm going to add the arm movements in a minute, but I'm doing a few just to kind of warm up this area. Okay, so again, inhale, exhale, press down. Inhale, try and expand the rib cage, and exhale, press down. Okay, next we're going to add arm movement. I do want to hold my arms about shoulder width apart, okay? So not close together. If we're very tight in the latissimus dorsi, the big back muscle which attaches onto the long bone of your arm, then you may, if you're not holding the bar, cheat and have your arms come in. So that's why we're holding onto the bar. We want to try to stretch those muscles too, because they affect our trunk mobility. So head, elbows resting on the surface. Inhale. And exhale, pressing my mid back down, bending my elbows. Inhale. And exhale, bend. Press down through the mid back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, relax. So you can do that just 3 to 5 times, okay? Next, we want to work on rotation. So we can get ourselves onto just flat on the floor, and we can also do this up here on a surface. Either way, It changes a little bit where we experience rotation in the spine, so I welcome you to experiment and try both. I'm going to demonstrate both. So first, let's go onto the floor. First, knees hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Push away from the floor. What does that mean? That means engage your trunk muscles, engage your hip muscles. So I'm trying to push down through my knees and tightening my seat, thinking about my sits bones and drawing them down and in towards each other, and pushing away from the mat or floor, creating tension here through the muscles that connect my upper limb, my arms, to my trunk. So all of those supporting areas are active. Next, from here's where we move. You're going to bend your elbow to touch your ear. Now my trunk initiates the movement, not my elbow. So I'm going to rotate where I can and come back down. While I'm rotating, I'm pushing away from the floor. So be careful that you're not starting to bend that elbow and sink like I see a lot of my people do. So push away and rotate. Add the breath. Inhale as you come down. And exhale, push out. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press out. So 3 to 5 times, do both sides. Next, I'm going to show you the other side up here. So how does that look? Find the right distance that feels comfortable to you. We're going to have the forearm on the surface, the supporting surface, of not elbow hanging off, elbows supported. You're trying to push down through this entire length of your forearm into the surface. Again, I'm pushing down through my knees, activating my seat, pushing away from the surface, activating muscles on my rib cage. Touching my left hand to my left ear, rotating my trunk out to the left. I'm not trying to force it with my elbow so that I end up crunching in my back, and again, movement goes where movement can. I don't necessarily need to increase the movement in my lumbar spine for rotation. I'm trying to get it in my thoracic spine, the mid-back. So I'm not going to force it and create more strain and stress in areas that already get overused. So I'm going to push away from the mat, rotate from my trunk, and rotate back. Exhale on the way out. Inhale, come back. Exhale. Inhale. And we're doing that 3 to 5 times. And lateral movements or side bends, working on our ability to control motion this way and to have motion in that direction. We're going to be on our knees. You can have a little bit of space between them, not too much, not too little. We have the surface next to you just in case. We're going to isolate just rib cage, so I'm not going to add an arm lift. You can do that though if you like to, but think about anchoring your pelvis. So we don't want the pelvis to move. Pelvis stays stable by keeping it level this way without rotating it front to back this way either, and none of this hip drop or hip hiking, right? So this stays level in all those planes. Pull those sits bones gently down and in to activate the deep hip muscles. Belly button draws in slightly. Have this for support if you need it. Just the ribs are going to side bend, like opening up an accordion. My ribs open, 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 open. And then use those muscles there between the ribs to pull down. So we're going side bend for your upper body and return to stack. Again, you can do this 3 to 5 times. Let your head go with you. So careful that you're not doing this and getting some kind of weird crinks in your neck. Let your head just flow like a raggedy doll, Raggedy Ann or Andy, and come back up. So we'll do that both sides. You can have a chair next to you instead, a bed, it doesn't matter. But again, from this angle, you can still see that I have my knees slightly apart. I have this to hold on to. My hips stay level. I'm letting my torso only move, and the head just goes for a ride. You can use your breath again You can play with exhaling on which phase. There's no necessarily right or wrong. So it just depends what you want to feel and achieve. If I inhale my way out, I'm increasing that expansion of the rib cage on this side, which could be nice to stretch the muscles, intercostal muscles, the muscles between the ribs. If I inhale on my way back up, it's just a different experience. So you can play with that. So again, 3 to 5 times. So that's it. We want our 3 planes of movement. I didn't worry about extension because, flexion, the forward bend for thoracic spine, because we already go there all the time. Now where you might need to increase flexion is in the lumbar spine to have that flexibility in that direction. That's a different video. Or in the lower cervical levels, because we always end up here and not having ability to open that up. So those are 2 places that might need more flexion. But in our mid-back, this usually isn't so much of a problem as being able to get up into neutral or extend, right? So that's where this comes into place. And then the other issue is rotation. We lose that rotation of thoracic spine. We end up overusing lumbar spine. So we want to work rotation. That was these. And we want to be able to have length in the side of our trunk and have the ability to articulate or move those ribs on where they connect to the spine. So hopefully that helps. Very simple exercises. It won't take you very long to do them. Play with them. It feels good, to play with those because we spend so much time sitting and being in just one plane. Hope that helps. Look at my other videos for other areas of your body. And thank you.